my only gripe is obviously that I didn't hear the Buffalo Bills.
No, I know. Yep.
Outside of that, I mean, I think the Chargers are a bit too high. Personally, I think they still have a lot to prove before. I mean, they need to make the playoffs.
We'll
So,
project.
but do you want to go, John, or should I go?
Up to you. If you would prefer to go, you can go. But if not, I liked Brand's list outside of the Chargers at 3. I just
Okay. I'll go quick. I really don't have, even though I will shake a little things up. So my original top five when we first did this, I had the Rams number one, Bills number two, Bucks number three, Chiefs four, 49ers, which I know I have a lot of people question that one, but they're my five. So I'm gonna shake things up. I got a new number one. There's a saying, heavy is the head that wears the crown. And nobody understands the burdens and difficulties of leadership more than Tom Brady. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna put the Bucks number one. I think having him back in the fold, he seems like he's just so calm, he's so relaxed, he's ready to go, he's expressing his love for the Bucks. I just feel like this team, as long as he's under center, you can't doubt them, and they're going to be competing for a Super Bowl, and you could probably book them for an NFC title game too. So I got the Bucks number one. Number two, I'm sticking with the Bills. I love the Bills. We already spoke about them ad nauseum earlier, but I got this team going to the Super Bowl to represent the AFC. At number three, I'll go the Rams. Now, my only concern with the Rams is they're very top heavy. Okay, they have so many stars and not a lot of depth behind them. So if one of those stars go down, or if multiple go down, I feel like they're going to be in very big trouble. So that's my one concern with the Rams. But if that team is healthy and those stars are on the field for them, that team can go back to back. Well, they'll be, like I said, same thing with the Bucks. You could probably book them for another ticket to an NFC title game as well. At number four, I originally had the Chiefs. I am taking them out of my top five completely. Yes, I'm taking them out of the top five completely. And in this slot, I'm actually going to throw the Colts. I love Indianapolis, man. I love their running game. Jonathan Taylor is an absolute bell cow of a running back, MVP style running back from what we saw last season. Couple that, you throw in a really good quarterback with an elite defense, solid weapons on the outside, exactly what they've been missing. They've been missing that guy under center to help them take that next step. And now I don't know if this Matt Ryan's going to get them to a Super Bowl, if he's the kind of guy to lead this team to the Super Bowl. But damn, this Colts team is very good. And it's hard for me to look at their roster and I can't even spot a weakness. Very hard. So I got the Colts overtaking the Chiefs there at number four. And I'm going to stick with my 49ers at number five. I still believe Trey Lance is going to be an absolute stud. I think he's going to shock a lot of people. Will have a Lamar Jackson type of impact on the 49ers offense and the team, period. So I'm going to roll with the 49ers. So with that, shaking everything up, Bucks number one, Bills number two, Rams three, Colts four, 49ers five. Sorry, Chiefs. Can't hear you.
I know. You're a bold man. You really are.
Listen,
Your
man.
level of decisiveness with that.
Listen, I don't know what we're gonna get out of the Chiefs. They still don't have a running game. I can't say I trust CEH. I don't know if he's gonna finally take that next step. And then no Tyreek Hill. I don't know. I think they'll be a very good team. You could book them to win 11 games maybe, but they're not my top five, man. I had to have to take them out.
Do you want to read my top five list? Or I can
Let's go. I got
need
you.
you. Okay.
So John's top five. Number one were the Bills. Number two, the Rams. Number three, the Bengals. Number four, the Chargers. And number five, the Bucks.
That was a horrible list. It's awful. It was so bad. And you want to know why? Is because 2 months ago in late June, early first week of July, that was based off of pure roster on paper. I didn't take into account some things which is going to completely shake this up, which is, what it takes to win football games. Continuity, structure, coaching, potential will go in there as well. First off, the Bengals and Chargers are gone, and so are the Rams, actually. Sebastian Joseph Day is a player. Yep, he went to the Chargers. Rams lost him. The Rams lost a lot of key pieces this offseason. Yes, they brought in Allen Robinson, but what it took to get him was losing Von Miller, and they gave up a pick to get Von, so they didn't draft until pick 104. They also lost Andrew Whitworth, one of the best tackles in the game, Austin Corbett, now in Carolina, who developed into a pretty good guard for them. Odell Beckham Jr., if he returns, won't be a negative. I think there's probably a 50% chance he returns there, but who knows? He can go to a place like San Francisco, a division rival instead. We have no idea. They lose Robert Woods through trade. Darius Williams, a corner who stepped up big. When you win the Super Bowl and you're in the spotlight, teams are going to go out to your players. So the Jaguars pick him up. Sony Michel, who gave him good reps, and in place of Cam Akers, he is now in Miami. They lost a lot this offseason. And like you said, Justin, they're not replenishing stuff through the draft. They didn't pick until the end of the third round. So, yeah, I don't think it's crazy to have some teams over the Rams. Number one for me, Brandon, you're gonna like this. I had the Buccaneers. I just can't go up against Tom Brady. Go up against Tom. The offensive line lost Alex Jensen at center. It happens. Injuries, especially in the interior, they're gonna pile up in the season. But you look at Tristan Wirfs and Donovan Smith at tackle. Of course, Julio Jones coming in with Russell Gage. Leonard Fournette's getting into shape. I think Rashad White out of Arizona State can play a pretty big role as a receiving back for them, kind of like a new James White. The Buccaneers defense is special, and Todd Bowles, I'm high on him and Dennis Allen because as coordinators, they're terrific. And I think as he showed in New York, he could win football games. I mean, if you can win 10 games to the Jets, you have my stamp of approval. You just do. So the Buccaneers at number one. I just, it does in a little bit, moving the Bills to two, it was tough because I think they're in the same exact tier as the team at number three, which may surprise Justin. The Bills' issue is an inadequate run game in the cold and an offensive line that you're not going to write home about, right? But in terms of the weapons, you add in Crowder and Shakur, but Isaiah McKenzie stepping up big time in training camp. I think there's such a surplus for Josh Allen to go with between Diggs, Gabriel Davis, who put up 200 yards in the Chiefs in the second round of the postseason. I think that Bills' offense is special. Then you get your Davius White back in there. That's a scary group. Number three, I got the Chiefs, though. I think those are my 1A and my 1B in the AFC. Justin, the Chiefs have won this division every single season since 2015, and I don't see that changing. After Tom Brady left the Patriots, the best quarterback coach duo in the NFL is not even close. It is Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. Pat Mahomes, for me, is obviously top three quarterback. If he's not number one, he's number two or three, depending on how you evaluate Rodgers. And Andy Reid has just brought a level of structure and consistency with his Chiefs team. I'm not worried about them losing Tyreek Hill. You lose a lot of upside there, top end wise, his big playability, but last year his average depth per target was a career low for him. When the Chiefs were struggling in the season, they showed two things. One, they could win simple. Brand talks about them sticking to the fundamentals. Pat Mahomes learning that. They've dug themselves out of the mud time in and time out. When I look at a team like the Chargers, we have no idea what Brandon Staley's going to be as a head coach. He can be good, he can be bad. He's a total wild card. With Andy Reid, he has shown Pat Mahomes year in for the last 6, 7 years, for the last decade now, because it's the 10th year of the team. Pat Mahomes has definitely shown more than enough for me to think Sky Moore this year can come in and have 900 yards and be a sneaky rookie of the year pick. Juju Smith-Schuster is number two. If he can stay healthy, because he plays so tough and physical, his body's being put on the line week in, week out. Playing off of Travis Kelce, the best receiving tight end in the league, there's so many weapons there still. You have Marquez Valdes-Scantling coming in as a big play guy. McCole Hardman last year had a career year toward the end of the season. He improved. There's a lot of weapons in Kansas City. This isn't, Green Bay. You have the proving talent, the best tight end in the league. The running game is not there, yeah, sure, but you have the best interior offensive line debatedly in the NFL between your two rookies last year and Creed Humphrey and the kid Smith, Trey Smith, and then you have Joe Thuney at left guard. So I think the offensive line has improved more than enough. The defense adding George Karlaftis, maybe he'll be like a Frank Reich replacement. I'm high on the Chiefs this year. Number four for me. Initially, I had the Chargers at four. No, the Chargers at four. I'm switching this up with Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers this year is going to have another MVP caliber season. This defense is going to be top five in the NFL.
Without Devontae?
Yeah. You're getting both of your tackles back to JRey. and Elton Jenkins. You're getting Jair Alexander back as well. You're getting development as well. That defense is scary, is it not? It might be the best in the NFC this upcoming season, depending on how well they or how much they can stay healthy. And you have the best quarterback in the conference after Tom Brady. You have one of the best running games in the NFL, one of the best running back duos. Matt LaFleur, sure, he hasn't, shown without Aaron Rodgers he can win at a high level, but with Aaron Rodgers, what's his record been? At the top of the league? Has not. So you lose Devontae Adams, the best receiver in the NFL. But early in the season, this defense and the running game is going to be what helps them just get by. But by the end of the season, can Christian Watson gear them up another level? Can he be by the end of the season that guy who Aaron Rodgers is clicking with? And like we saw with Joe Burrow last year in the Bengals, can it click at the right time for them in the postseason? You got a full year to prepare for that. You also got, of course, Allen Lazard, who I'm a big fan of, great blocker. Randall Cobb, who's a veteran he's on the same page with. Robert Tonyan will also be healthy. There are weapons there, so long as the running backs are healthy and good to go, and your tackles and Jenkins and Bakhtiari are progressing well throughout the season, this Packers team is severely being underrated, just like the Chiefs could have lost their top weapon. Look, you can replace receivers in this league. You can not pay Devontae Adams or Tyreek Hill $30 million and use that money everywhere else to upgrade your defense. Go in the draft and get young talent so you have more depth there. So when a Jair Alexander goes down, or maybe not the best example, when you lose Tyrann Mathieu, you sign Justin Reed. You get a Trent McDuffie. So I'm not entirely just worried about them losing your top receiver because how's your football team look? How's the coaching? How successful have you been? What have you proven to me? The Packers are going to win that division. The Vikings will be a close second, I think. Packers number 4. Number 5, I had the Buccaneers. Since I'm moving the Bengals to number 9, who are top 3 for me, and the Chargers to number 10, I have the San Francisco 49ers. I have them over the Los Angeles Rams. I think there's more depth with this team. You've seen just the running back room. It can constantly churn, but with Kyle Shanahan, you're never going to have to worry about the injuries in that front. I think Trey Lance this year, with no film on him, can be dynamic enough. Not to have a Lamar Jackson MVP season. Don't think I'm going that far. But I do think this offense, so long as Debo's not getting all those carries, which last year at large part is because of the injuries in the running back room, if he's just, getting more catches and George Kittle can play 11, 12 games with their defense as well, I mean, this 49ers team is more complete than the Colts. I think they have the upside with Trey Lance as well. And I'm excited to see what they can show us this year. Their interior offensive line is a little bit squishy outside of Trent Williams at left tackle. That is the biggest cause of concern. And I think the biggest question mark is Trey Lance. But I'm excited to see how it gels for them throughout the season. So to recap my list, I had the Bills at 1 initially, Rams at 2, Bengals at 3, Chargers at 4, Bucks at 5. Now I have Bucks at 1, Bills at number 2, Chiefs at number 3, Packers at number 4, hell yeah, and number 5 I have San Francisco. But let's just hope the Packers don't run to San Francisco in the playoffs because they're gonna flip.
You shook that power ranking up, man. How many?
I'm actually going off of
That's
who's gonna
3
win
new
football
teams,
games.
right?
Yep, I had the Chiefs and the Packers in there. Yeah,
Wow, big time. I'm
on paper doesn't mean nothing.
I'm so pumped for football, guys.
Man, I can't wait.
I'm so pumped. That means nobody gets to talk to me on Sundays. I get to steal the big TV from my dad on the weekends. I'm excited, man.
Oh, and no, I was shocked, John. I thought I was going to shake it up, but John really.
Yeah, no, John shook things up. He snow globed the crap out of that one.
This is actually a good list. The first one was just pure trash. I'm not a fan of it.
No Rams.
I had them at number 6. I really think people are downplaying all those losses and the lack of depth in that team.
Yeah. Man.
And Stafford as well. Can he continue what he did last year? That run he had was remarkable. But I don't know if he's going to do that for a second straight season. We got to see first. He will. Okay. Yeah, because he's consistently done it week in and week out, hasn't he?